Hello. If you have clicked on this video, then I guess you want to learn Chinese. And I'm really happy about it. So, if you're new here to my channel, welcome. My name is Lina. If you are not new, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk about things, how to learn Chinese from scratch and things that I would do now if I need to learn Chinese again from scratch. So I will give you some tips, some resources, and also like a study plan. So let's go. Please keep in mind I have like my notes on here, so if I'm looked down or whatever, it's because of the notes. One of the most important things, and I tell it like in almost every video and also every other language creator will say it. Think about the why you want to learn, the reason. Think about the why. So why you want to study a specific language. Is it for the communication, or is it for the music, or is it for whatever other reason? Maybe also just for the job. So also maybe tell me your why in the comments down below. I love to ask all the time the question, tell me why. So let's say for me it was more at first for the cultural and also for the language things, because it was my major in university. So I was interested from it from the beginning. But later on, which I learned, just a different angles. So if you want to learn Chinese, it's like one of the most spoken languages in the world, or actually is like the most spoken language in the world, with like 1-2 billion people speaking Mandarin. Of course, it can give you career and also business opportunities. Also, of course, the culture, and then it's a good brain workout. So if you know your reason, drop it in the comments down below. So maybe you will find also other partners who have the same reason, and then learning makes it more fun again. So now let's start learning Chinese. First of all, and this is also what we did in my Chinese class in university, we started the first like 2 weeks or even 3 weeks with the tones. So if you don't know, the Chinese starts like with the pinyin tone. So pinyin is like a cheat sheet, especially for like the not native speakers, how to pronounce like a word if you don't know. In general, Chinese has 4 tones. Some people say also 5, because we have like a neutral tone, and then we have a first, a second, a third, and a fourth. And through the different pronunciation of a tone, the word changes. So it's a bit interesting. So sometimes when you have like the first tone, like a flat high, like for ma, then it's mom, and then in the fourth tone with a sharp falling, or with a third, especially with the third, it can be horse. So it can be a bit interesting at first. So my first tip is just stick to the tones. Also, some free tools that you can use is MandarinHQ YouTube channel. I will put all the resources in the description down below. Pinyin practice, and also Pleco App. So if you're like really new to the Mandarin language, Pleco is like one of the best dictionaries, and it has the pronunciation, and it gives you the character in the traditional and also in the simplified Chinese. So it's one of the first dictionaries that I used for Chinese. Then the second step would be, if you feel like good with the tones, learn like the most basic vocabulary and characters. So a good start is for here, of course, the greetings, numbers, then the daily verbs, because just so you can communicate better. Pro tip, which I use quite often, and if you check out old videos of mine you will see it a lot, I use a lot of flashcards, and apps like Anki, Quizlet, or also Zorbi are lifesavers. And yeah, or you can also do Duolingo, but with Duolingo I'm not always the biggest fan with it. Which I am more a fan of, especially for Chinese, is Skitter. It's like a website and app where you can also learn how to write the characters. So it's like a really good website, and I would totally recommend it to you. I still use it from time to time, so for me just the background is different because I had like actual Mandarin classes in university. Of course, if you want to take like a class, I would recommend it to you, but I think also the beginning, especially in now the day of age that we're living, is also possible to do it all on your own. Or maybe you have like a Chinese friend or your partner is Chinese, then you can also practice with them. So here comes the second tip, and maybe also the third more biggest like level is the speaking and the listening, because let's be real, reading is one thing, but speaking and understanding a real conversation should be maybe your biggest goal. Because for me, even though I'm learning Chinese now for quite a while, but it was like an on-off situation for me. For me, sometimes like a daily conversation I can get, but sometimes if it goes more into the detail, it can be still hard for me. So I would recommend to you, which I didn't do, but would do now, read your words daily aloud. I know it sounds funny, and also my roommates before that laughed at me all the time when I tried to pronounce it, but read them out loud or even record them. This was like our exercise during COVID, where we needed to send our recordings to our teacher. Of course, you can also use exchange apps if you don't have like a native speaker somewhere near you. HelloTalk or Tandem, they're good, but also be a bit careful. There are some weird people sometimes on there, but not all of them. I made good friends on the apps, which also is another thing which is also good, is just to watch Chinese videos with subtitles, because your brain will soak up the language faster. Because if you're not living there, you kind of need to surround yourself with the language and really sometimes forcing yourself to do it. Yeah, also again, free listening and speaking resources would be Hello Chinese app. It's like more like a gamified lesson, so can be more like a Duolingo, I think. And also ChinesePod. ChinesePod is really good with the audio lessons. Or also on YouTube you have Yo-Yo Chinese or Learn Chinese with Emma. They're like really amazing YouTube channels. As I said before, everything is gonna be down below. Then another thing which is like really important is, of course, try to form sentences, especially when you learn like a new vocabulary. Try to form also sentences by yourself and see if it's like working or not. One thing which is maybe a bit good for native speakers of other languages, the sentence structure of a Chinese sentence is subject, verb, object, so it's quite good. So my native language is actually German, and so we have the same sentence structure for that, for the beginning sentences, so it will make more sense. And for grammar resources, one of my lifesavers is Chinese grammar Wiki, because you have just like a good overview of everything, and also a Clozemaster. And then of course the real biggest thing is to get really into the language, which is something I'm still doing because I'm actually quite extroverted, but sometimes also for speaking in Chinese not so much. Try really, as I said before, to immerse yourself in the language, especially if you're not in the country. So change maybe your phone to Chinese. I did it before, it went well. Watch Chinese TV with subtitles. There are actually a lot of Chinese dramas, also not like just web dramas, but also the maybe more current popular dramas on YouTube with English subtitles from the like entertainment station provided. So they're quite good, and also just for learning if there's something like interesting and just watch it. Then of course also try to listen if you're like a music person, try to listen to Chinese music, and also maybe if there's not a translation for the song, try to translate it. It's like one of the things I do sometimes, just to translate it by myself, because there's not a translation for the song. And of course try to sing along, this is the fun thing. Then try to join maybe like a language exchange group. Maybe if you're still in university, there are some things that you can use, and maybe also what one of my favorite thing is also later on, this is maybe for beginners still a bit, can be hard, but also try not only to read out loud your words, but if you start to watching dramas, I know it sounds silly, but it works, to shadow how the people are talking, especially the Chinese speaking melody is a bit different than from other countries, especially if you're more like from Europe or from the Western world, let's say it like this. It's a bit faster, and also of course you have then the tones and still need to have like a rhythmic thing. So try to shadow if you don't know what shadowing is, or maybe even want to have a more in-depth explanation of it. I can give you one if you like. Yeah, there's gonna be also right now maybe here like the study plan for beginners. I will also post this like maybe somewhere else. I hope this is useful for you, and as I said before, don't worry about it. And I know learning Chinese isn't about being perfect, so this is a thing for me. It's about showing up every day and enjoying the process. So which step are you on your language learning journey? And don't forget to comment it down below. Don't forget also to like, subscribe, or hit also the bell for more language learning content. Until next time, 再见, bye bye, bye 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 bye.